It's 28 degrees today, this morning. And, for us here in the South, that's cold. I'm sure a lot of y'all are up there. Gosh, I wish I could experience that warm, especially some of the channels I watch, like in the North Pole, things of that nature. Svalbard, I think it is. A lovely lady up there that has a really nice channel. Can't remember her name right off the top, but she's very famous. Anyway, what I really want to talk today is about Grandpa Ramble, finding joy in the everyday. It's something I'm not really good at, to be honest with you. It's something I have to work at, but it is so important to find joyful things in your everyday that you can really savor, that you can actually just really sink your teeth into. And it's part of my tantric wisdom that I've learned is that we really get to color our experiences. Tantra was probably one of the major reasons I've been able to really move through my depression cycle, my anxiety cycle, because I had so identified myself with depression, and just the fact that I would be depressed would depress me. And I started to understand through Tantra that I could relish just the intensity of feeling without giving it a label, without giving it a reason, without identifying with it, without feeling shameful or guilty of it, or like needed to change, or like it shouldn't be there, or I'd done something wrong, or somebody else had done something wrong, or my situation was wrong. I just simply learned that it was a feeling, it was an emotion, it was an experience that I could just savor. I could just be so thankful to be able to feel, just so grateful that I had the capacity to feel strongly. And that was a complete mind shift, because as I was growing up, in order to protect my own self, my own psyche, I really checked out, became very disassociated from myself, from life, from my body, from everything. I mean, I remember there was a skit way long ago on Saturday Night Live where Gilda Radner had this little character where she was a young girl and she was in a counselor's office, and the counselor asked her to go over to the shelf and pick up what reminded her of her mommy. And she picked up a Barbie. She asked her to pick up a copy of what she thought was her dad. She picked up a Ken doll, and then she was asked to pick up something that represented her. She picked up a tape dispenser. And I completely got that. I totally got that. I felt like just such a tool, a thing, an object, you know what I mean? And that's the way I saw myself. And so I think that's part of why I became a caretaker really in my life, was that I saw my usefulness, and I saw that was my only purpose, was simply usefulness. Like, how can I be most useful? And I still to this day say that I just want to make sure everything I do is helpful. So I've learned to take that part of myself that is definitely a part of me and use it in a way that helps me and helps the world, helps everyone, including hopefully one day my little grandson, who that's one of my main goals for even doing this is, even if I don't start making money on YouTube, which I'm starting that whole new thing with Dante London and Dodash, where I'm just coming on and talking about how YouTube is making it easier for creators. Even if that doesn't happen for me, I get to leave him a legacy. I get to leave him so many videos of his grandpa and how much his grandpa loves him, and how just I'm so excited for his life. And maybe they'll be cringe. Maybe he won't even want to watch them. Maybe it'll be something he'll try to forget. But it is something that's important to me, is to leave that legacy. Because sadly, I don't know much about, my grandparents. I know a little bit. I don't know anything about the grandparents on my father's side at all. I only met my grandmother on my father's side one time, and it was kind of by accident. It's kind of because I went and tried to connect with that side of the family, and she just happened to be there, which was so odd to come across, my paternal grandmother just by accident like that. And if I hadn't gone to go seek it, that experience would never have happened. So to go back to, it's really about finding a way to just fully experience life. Joy can be just fully experiencing. Maybe joy doesn't look like jumping up and down and dancing and singing. Maybe it doesn't look like what our picture in the Western world of what joy is supposed to look like. Maybe it looks different from you. Or maybe you can just be joyful that you have the ability to experience. It can be that. And that's what I've discovered for me, is it can be that ability to just, be in your life and just actually just feel and be fully involved in it. And to not give a definition, to not give it a reason, to not say, well, this makes me good or this makes me bad, or it's because this person did this to me, or it's because I did that, or anything of that nature. Just experience it. Ask it what lessons it has for you. And that's both the good and the bad, or what you consider, what you identify as good and bad. Because if you sit there and preference the times when you're quote unquote feeling good, perhaps happy and joyful and laughing and everything like that, then the problem is when that kind of goes away, because life is a cycle, then you start judging, why don't I feel that way anymore? So you start this whole suffering cycle. But if you just learn to live in the present moment, learn that all experiences are valid, all experiences have a reason, all experiences are here to give you a gift and to teach you something and to make you a new person, because you are absolutely a new person. You might think that today is the same as yesterday, but you're actually new in today because you had experiences yesterday that changed you. You had things that happen, because every moment is brand new. They may all seem exactly the same, but every moment is a new moment. And in every moment, you're a new person, and you can make new decisions, and you can look at things different ways, and you can look at your challenges and your obstacles, and you can see them as calls to greatness rather than something that is trying to bash you down and make you feel less and disempower you. Perhaps that challenge or that obstacle is saying, I see you. I see your worth and value, and I know that you're stronger than I am, and I'm calling you to it. And I know that's not always easy. Trust, I know that's not always easy. I have many challenges and obstacles that I've moved through in my life, and yet I've survived them. And in a lot of cases, I've thrived through them. And so challenges and obstacles for me have proven to me how strong and how capable I am, and what is possible, and what my potential is, and what I can possibly do. And I so want to be able to pass that on to everyone that'll listen, for them, because this isn't about having a Pete parade. This is about, I want to be authentic and I want to be real and talk about my life experiences and what I've been through, so that it helps others, so that somebody can take what I've done and 10 times it or 100 times it, and then pass it on to somebody else and 10 times it or 100 times it, so that that small seed I might have planted in somebody's ear, that, hey, you are capable, and your challenges and obstacles are calling you to greatness. They're not there to tear you down. They're calling you to greatness. If you hear this, if you hear me talking to you right now, this is for you. Look that challenge and obstacle right in the face and tell them, I see you. I got you. Let's do this. I see it for you. And until later, love, peace, and release.